he's stupid. I can't say that, unfortunately. I don't know, I think it's fun to cuss sometimes. It gets frustration out saying those words. But anyways, so this Tarotscope is to look at why are you single, okay? It could be that you've just been in the drought season, or that, you know, every person you meet, it's just a misconnection, or there's just been a lot of rejection. And when that's happening in our lives, it's not so much because we're undesirable or we don't have something to offer or anything along those lines. It's because the universe is trying to get our attention to something about ourselves that maybe we need to work on and correct, or, you know, maybe you're just going through an entire transition of self overall, which is leading you to meet a romance that you've never had before, okay? It will be different for everybody. This is a general reading, so this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, great. If it doesn't, please don't try to make it fit, okay? This is just a general reading. It's not looking at one person's storyline. So, in saying that, just because you're single and it's been happening for a while doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. And that's the main emphasis I want to get through in all these readings, is it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, because I have been there and I completely understand that feeling, and just wondering, like, God, you know, I'm doing all these things, I'm a good person, and it's just not working out. And it's not so much because there's anything wrong with you, okay? And sometimes there's just no room in your life, and that happened to be the case for me. There's a lot of things I have going on. I have 2 YouTube channels. I'm a full-time accountant. I do personal readings for local clientele. I'm a mother, okay? I have a social life. YouTube takes up so much of my time, and honestly, I'm not willing to sacrifice any of that for romance at this point in my life. And so I don't have room. And that's why. And you know what? I'm okay with that now. And I hope that this tarot reading will reveal to you the reasons why you're single, and help you be okay with that. So let's see what the overall energy is for you guys in November, where your focus should be, okay? What you guys should be focusing on. Breathe. Okay, so with this card, many of you that I'm reading for, this is like you need a timeout. Okay, whatever you've been through, it's just too much. And you might not recognize that, okay? But this card is saying, listen, you need to take 5. You need a timeout. You need to heal. You need to rest. You need to recover. You need to filter all of this energy through you. You need to come into a very balanced and quiet place within, especially in your mind and in your heart, okay? So with this, you shouldn't be focused on what happened, or, you know, your next relationship. Your focus should be on you, and healing you, and remembering your value and your worth, and all the things that go along with that, okay? So big message, like, oh, Libra. With this card, you guys have been through a lot, and you might really want the companionship of somebody else. Like, you might be feeling completely alone in the universe, and you want that companionship from a romantic partner. But the universe is saying, trust me, that's not the best thing for you right now. Even if you think it is, it's not. So what I'm going to do now is pull some tarot cards to see what is being achieved during this singlehood for you guys. And just based on that card, I think for many of you, this is definitely about healing and rebalancing yourself. Yup. Look at this. 9 of Swords. This here is ultimate worry and fear and insecurity and just uncomfortable in your own skin. Maybe losing sleep. You could really be missing somebody. You could be worried about your finances. Like this here, this represents the weight of the world basically on your mind and really affecting you emotionally, affecting your mental landscape in general. It's just, you're having a hard time. Like, and what I feel is, not many people around you know what you're going through. Like, they don't know how heavy this is for you. Nice. So, Libra, 6 of Wands. This is something's going to go good for you guys, okay? You're going to come out victorious. Better than before, okay? This type of energy is like where the underdog is now on top, okay? That really good. I'm going to elaborate more, but I want to see what's next. I love it. Libra. Beautiful, okay? This here is the energy of what's going to be gained during this singlehood for you. This here is like, you start out really rough, just struggling, having a very hard time. But the way this energy transitions is ultimate happiness and celebration. You are celebrated. You are recognized. You are loved, okay? And also, this year could be leading you to multiple offers in the future, okay? Where you're like, I've been in the drought season, nobody's wanted me, and then bam. But what I get more of a sense here is that you go from being like curled up into this little ball, feeling like you're nobody in the world, to fully expanding into your beautiful, lovely self, no longer hiding away from the world, and people loving you and celebrating you and wanting to be around you, okay? Beautiful. So, the Libras I'm reading for, whatever this energy is, it's very intense. It could be missing somebody else, having a hard time letting go of a relationship. It could be that you just feel horrible and undesirable, or you have nothing to give, or, just one problem after the next. But the way these cards transition, and they're all upright, is beautiful. That energy completely dissipates, because if you take this time, the message of this card, the advice here of, you know what, you need this time out, and you need it so that you can release and breathe and relax and recuperate, and you do that, it leads you to lots of fun. Like, it's like your life might have gone from like nothing happening to, all of a sudden you're hanging out. And you know what, I feel like a lot of you're going to start hanging out with friends more. Maybe most of your friends were like coupled up, and that's hard, but many of you, it's like you're going to start hanging out with other singles more, and that really brings you out of this, okay? And it makes you feel like you don't need a partner so much, because sometimes when you're just not interacting a lot with anybody, you feel like it's because you don't have a partner, your happiness is restored just by getting out there and hanging out with friends and allowing yourself to have fun, and just be okay with the fact that you're single, and trusting, that is, look at this. The Desert Princess flies out as I'm saying this. Survival. This is about a huge drought season. But anyways, I'm going to draw 2 cards that represent the energy about yourself that you are not aware of. And this energy most likely comes through the strongest on the other side of this. Okay, once you reach this place. But this energy exists within you. wise woman of Wonderland, integrity and compromise. So this here is saying you are much more wise than you give yourself credit for. And in the past, you may have compromised to a point of self-sacrificing, okay? Because for you as a Libra, you want things balanced, you want things fair, you want peace, you don't want confrontation. So you are willing to bend for the greater good of the whole, okay? And that's also why you worry about a lot of things, because, you know, it's just in you, in your DNA, to have that balance. And this here is saying, you know, the time that you're spending alone and thinking about things, you need to learn what your boundaries are, okay? Because you come from a place of integrity, from justice, from fairness, and you needn't compromise yourself to such a degree. And it's learning those boundaries. Like, you're learning those boundaries because you're recognizing the choices that you made and how they didn't serve you by choosing to compromise so greatly. Now, since this is a general reading, this could go the opposite way, okay? This could be where you were very stubborn and you absolutely refused to compromise, and it had to be your way. And now, through this singlehood, you're realizing that maybe you do need to be a bit more flexible and compromising. Because, again, it comes back to that balance. Now, we do have the white rabbit here. So, there's an element of great wisdom, soul wisdom, attached to this card. And that exists within you. And if you have been stubborn, you already know that. You already know that, and it may have been like a mind game for you, but you are coming into a place of maturity in that. Now, for those of you who, you know, compromised far too much, you're coming into that place of soul wisdom where you recognize your boundaries and you know what you can and cannot compromise on. And you're not going to be willing to do that again, which is absolutely the stance you need to take, because sometimes, you know, if you are too flexible and too compromising, you get taken advantage of and you break. And for many of you, I feel like that's what's happened here, okay? So, wonderful card there. The Ice Queen. I just preserved. This here is a very interesting card. I want to point out that the owl is here. Another thing about wisdom. This is for those of you who were far too compromising. There's a change here, okay, where you're unwilling to do that again. And this might be like, you know, people in your past resurface or something along those lines. But you're not going to. You're non-action. You're not interested anymore. If somebody can't be 50-50 with you, it doesn't matter. Ice Queen, I will cut you off. It doesn't matter how I feel about you. I've got to preserve myself, okay? If I don't take care of me, nobody's going to take care of me. And you're just going to tear me down. No, I refuse. And this energy, not everybody can possess this energy, okay? And for some, it might seem very frigid and cold and callous and unfair, but some people, no matter how much you love them, this is the stance that you must take with them, because they will always bring you back into this space of worry and nervousness and anxiety and carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, okay? And you need this energy, the ability to be this Ice Queen to those people in your life, and not feel as though you're wrong or that you're doing anything wrong. Because, again, you have to preserve yourself. And with this ideas preserved, you are so much more intelligent than you give yourself credit for, okay? Any sort of like really deep intellectual thoughts you have about anything, write them down. You know, don't let that go. There's so much more to you than you give yourself credit for. Like, so much more going on in your mental landscape, your imagination, your creativity, okay? The owl and the rabbit, and then the wise woman of Wonderland, like, and then, you know, you see her she's sleeping here. Really pay attention to your dreams, your sleeping dreams, and the dreams you have in reality that you want to accomplish, because you have the energy at hand. And I think with this Six of Wands and this Three of Cups, for many of you, through this, you're going to funnel all this energy, all this nervousness into some dream or creative project or business venture, and it's going to come to fruition. It's going to work out, and there's celebration, okay? And there's other people, when this happens, that might try to return, and they feel entitled, and you're like, get lost. I did this all on my own. You left me high and dry. I have no interest in you, okay? I might love you still, but you didn't help me get here. You don't get to celebrate with me now, okay? So, really great energy, Libra. If there's any dream or goal or just any creative endeavor that you're interested in, go for it. Don't hold back. It looks really great with your cards. And, you know, like, think of all the artists out there, you know, who write all these love songs about, you know, their horrible breakup. Like, think of Adele. Adele's a great example of this, where you funnel all that energy into some creative endeavor, and it just turns out to be pure fire, because there's so much energy there, and you transmute it and you turn it into, you know, something creative. You physically manifest that energy after you transmute it, instead of letting it hold you down and you know, haunt your thoughts. You refunnel it. So I'm going to pull 2 cards about your energy and where you should really focus yourself and grow these areas of yourself, because they're, like, you know, some of your best assets, some of your best qualities. Trust. So, Libra, as stated, you are a person who needs this balance, integrity. And if you're not an honest Libra, this is not for you. Okay, it's not, because the energy of this card is saying that one of your best qualities is the fact that you are so honest, so trustworthy, full of integrity. You hold yourself to a very high standard and ethic of being. And you may feel that you've been attacked in the past because of that, or you may feel as though somebody's taken advantage of you because of your honesty. But this is the universe saying, no, that is a precious gift inside of you, and not many people can walk the path that you walk and can hold that level of integrity and honesty within them in all things that they do. So, feel good about this. Focus on this. Your honesty is truly one of your best features and what ultimately attracts people to you. So don't lose this, and don't feel like, even if you've had to deal with a lot of dishonest people, that maybe you should play that game. No, don't. That's your best quality, and that's what people miss about you if they screw you over, is that you are trustworthy, you are dependable, you're reliable, and that's not easy to find. And sometimes, you know, people just take advantage of things like that, opposed to treasuring them for the unique gift that they are. And if that's the case for you, Don't let this go, okay? Wow. Guardian angel, Libra. So this has a couple different messages. This is saying to you, everything in your life is divinely guided, okay? You have a guardian angel over your shoulder. You have a very strong connection to this angel. And for many of you, you might outright know that. Others of you, you might think of this energy as Jesus or God or Krishna or whatever, okay? Whatever your belief system is. This energy is very strong in your life, and it does guide you, and you need to open yourself up to this energy a lot more than you have, okay? More to the point, for others of you, this is like those who come into your life feel like you are their guardian angel. The way you protect your honesty, your integrity, your truth, your wisdom, your balance, your fairness, the justice that you are their guardian angel. They feel as though they could trust you with their life, that you'll never lead them astray. You know, this is such a beautiful energy. Libra, you are special, okay? I don't care what's been said to you or what's happened. You're very special, and do not forget that, okay? And you have a way of making people feel very protected and cared for, like you are an angel on earth, their angel. Very beautiful, okay? And again, that's why people can take advantage. And you, in this time of being single, are learning those boundaries where, yes, this is who you are, but you can't be that to everybody, because some people don't have your best interest at heart, okay? And they just want to take advantage of you. So let's get some advice cards for you guys on how to help, move you through this transition that you're going through, and learn these boundaries that you need to put in place without losing yourself. Because for some of you, you might feel like you're losing yourself, or you have to be something you're not to interact with certain individuals, and I don't think that's the case. I think you just need to become more discerning about who you show all of your beautiful soul to, okay? Wow, so Virgo got this straight out the gate. Allow love. Some of you are very closed off, and it's probably because you've been hurt, just life experience, but this is saying that you need to open up, and you need to allow love into your life from your friends, from your family, okay, and from strangers on the street. You need to open yourself up and see love existing all around you in this world. Watch restore your faith in humanity videos on YouTube, like whatever you need to do. There is beauty in this world. And for you guys, just where you vibrate, just the need of balance, fairness, and justice, it might really weigh heavily on you at times. Just all the ugly and corruption and dishonesty that takes place that you see. And for those of you who are really focused on that, you need to turn to the other side of life, the other experiences that are loving, that are caring, that are compassionate, because they do exist. And you need to let that energy back into your life, into your heart, into your soul. No matter what you've been through, this is your medicine, okay? Archangel Michael. So this energy, for some of you, you're probably very familiar with this archangel, and this right here is a beautiful confirmation. And this is saying that, the truth will always prevail, and you yourself may be the flaming sword of truth and justice. And sometimes that is hard to do, and that's a hard place to be, but that's what makes you who you are. That is what gives you your integrity. That adds to your character. That's what allows others to know that you are always straightforward and honest. They can always trust where you're coming from. They can trust you. They can rely on you. And this is like angelic support backing you in that and saying, don't ever lose that. Don't allow all the corruption to corrupt you, because you are bigger than that. You are stronger than that. And for those of you who have forgotten, remember, because that's the truth. More to the point, you can reach out to this angel to help you navigate through and cut out all the things in your life that do not serve you and help you become a stronger individual, okay? Self-care. So this card is pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you've been really depressed or just down in the dumps, it helps so much to start taking better care of yourself, and that means like even dressing up. I personally noticed I was working at a job where I had to dress very professionally every day and look extremely nice, and I felt super good about myself at that time. And then I switched over to a job where you could just pretty much wear whatever, like it didn't matter. And I was wearing jeans and like t-shirts every day and tennis shoes, and honestly, I noticed a change in my self-esteem. So the way, what you're wearing every day, okay, the clothes that you put on, the time that you put in to yourself, and it doesn't mean that you have to be vain. You don't, okay? You gotta love you and know that you've got to put that energy into you, because you matter, you're worth it, okay? So take that extra time every day on yourself. You know, if you have dry skin, start putting lotion on. Try different hairstyles. Try dressing fancier. Maybe start exercising or adopt a healthier a healthier style of eating. Okay, whatever you can do to preserve yourself and love on yourself and take care of you is what you need to do. Now, this could be emotionally. Maybe you're way too hard on yourself emotionally and in your head, and you tell yourself horrible things. You need to stop that. If that's the case, it's not true, okay? It's not. I just want you to imagine this. You know, if that's what you do, imagine the person in this world you love the most just saying the most horrible things to themselves. It's like they're worthless, they're ugly, they're fat, they don't matter. This world wouldn't change if they weren't here. You know, just all the things that you tell yourself. Imagine you saw them saying all these things about themselves. It would tear you apart. And imagine that you could not stop them. You couldn't say, no, that's not true. Stop it. I love you. None of this is true. Why do you believe this? Like, imagine you couldn't say any of that. That's, you and the universe watching you just destroy yourself and saying, no, you're so much more precious than this. Cut out all of these negative thoughts and feelings. None of them are true. A thought or a belief is just a thought that you've repeatedly burned into your mind. So you can have a new thought, and it's that you are worthy, and you matter, and you're worth great love, okay? So that's your advice, Libra, regarding your situation of being single. I'm going to pull 3 romance angel cards to wrap this reading up, and this is to look at the potential energies over the next 3 months in the romantic arena for you guys. Okay? So, over the next 3 months, what are the potential love energies for Libra? And I feel like these love energies come after you've done the work here that we've discussed with the cards that came out for your reading, okay? Unrequited love. So this card is basically saying that any sort of situation that you may have been holding on to, or Maybe there's a situation that you entertain with somebody that you're not in love with, but you just kind of do it because you don't want to be alone. This is saying that ends. This unrequited love business where it's not balanced, it's not even on both sides, that's over. This may have been your issue in the past where you were giving way too much, flexible to a fault and just being taken advantage of. This here, once you do this work and come into this energy, that ends. It's no more of that type of relationship, okay? Past life relationship. This here is saying, for many of you, the next relationship that you have on a romantic level is going to feel as though you've known this person before. Like in this life, like it's just going to be an instant, immediate connection. And you might say, gosh, I know I've loved you in a lifetime before or something like that, okay? It's going to be an immediate connection and attraction that is undeniable. And again, it's not going to be this unrequited love business. This is 100% equal on both sides. Calling in your soulmate. Yeah, that pairs perfectly with that past life card. So for many of you, really this time of being single has been to balance your own energy, to recognize your own worth, to learn where your boundaries are and know that you can only bend so far. It has to be 50-50. It has to be equal. It has to be mutual. Okay? So, Libra, over the next 3 months, either you guys are meeting somebody, okay, or you're really working on the energy of calling in this soulmate. Because this is general, so it will be different for everybody, okay? But you'll know when you meet this person, if you do meet them in the next 3 months, you will know. Wow, I saw a reading, and wow, here you are. Others of you, you're working through this, and as you work through this, you really get clear and focused on the type of partner that you wish to have, and you're really clear about what you bring to the table, what you have to offer, and nobody can shake that anymore and make you feel as though you're not enough just as you are. Now, I don't so much see in your guys' reading the need to listen to subliminals, but I am putting that in all the single videos just because they're very helpful, actually. So for those of you who just feel like nobody's noticing you, and if you just got a little bit of attention, you feel like that might help your self-esteem out a little bit, click on the links that I've left in the description below, and they're attraction, subliminal messages. They're free videos on YouTube, and you just listen with headphones. You can listen during the day while you're doing other stuff, or you can listen to them while you sleep. But I actually tried them just to see, what would happen. And honestly, I started getting a lot of attention just everywhere I went, man and woman alike. Just a lot of romantic attention, and then just people were friendlier in general to me. So there is something to it. I only did it for about 30 days, and then I stopped, and I would say within that 30 days is when I saw the activity, and then it slowly tapered off the less I was mentally focusing on it. So if that interests